Today, I want to talk about hosting. The last time we talked about domain names, right? So that's kind of the street address, right? Now we're actually gonna, kind of build the foundation for the house, so to speak, right? So, what is it? Why do you need it? Is it important? Where can you get it? Those are really what we're kind of going for here. So web hosting service, it's a business which provides the technology that allows a website to live on the internet. All right. So every website out there is hosted on a server or a combination of servers somewhere. Think of a server as, it's a computer hardware or software in the case of virtual servers, which provides functionality for software on other devices or clients. A client, to make it simple, is somebody, or not somebody, something that's the various devices that we use to access the information from those servers, right? So we get that information through browsers, right? And a browser is something like Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge, Mozilla Firefox, Opera, Safari, and there are several more, of course. So the types of hosting that are out there, and I'm not going to get into all of these in depth, right? But probably the most popular and the one that most people would probably gravitate towards first is shared hosting. So shared hosting, that's what you're going to find on a lot of the hosting platforms I'm going to show you in a little while. It's kind of the entry level step. Basically what's happening is your website is stored and shared on the same server as multiple other websites. So all the sites use the same resources, including RAM and CPU, but they can run different types of software on their own. So like you can share, have shared hosting, but you might run WordPress and somebody else is running Drupal or something to that effect. So it's definitely the most affordable type of hosting. You can get it for as low as $2 a month. I really don't always recommend that. But there are some pretty good shared plans out there. WordPress hosting is hosting that is optimized for WordPress. So there's a lot of different providers that are now offering that. So WordPress optimized hosting, it means that it's going to help you keep your software, your WordPress version and theme and plugins, and we'll get into that a little later when we actually start building that. WordPress optimized it's a good way to go in certain cases, not in all cases. There are some systems that probably still need to work out some of the kinks. Virtual private server, VPS, right? So that's the next level up. And so while that's still built on a server with other websites, it has its own dedicated storage space and configuration. If you have the staff or you're an advanced user, it's a good way to go. There's a lot of things you can do with it, but if you're a solopreneur, there's kind of a learning curve to it. So just keep that in mind. Dedicated server hosting can get expensive. It's one of these things that offers you a lot more flexibility. So if you're doing more complex things, it's great. But you may need somebody with experience in managing dedicated servers, such as an IT person or a team to help support your online presence. There's cloud hosting, and that's actually some of my clients and some of the other websites that I've built at some of the companies I've worked at. We've used cloud hosting there, right? So your resources are spread over a many servers as a network, and the nice part about cloud hosting is usually you pay for what you use. So if you're using a lot, it can be expensive, and if you're not, it's not so much. So, AWS, Amazon Web Services has a really good cloud hosting platform. And there's a few others out there that are really great too. Then there's, there's private hosting now. I know some places that, and I've worked at some places where they were hosting their own websites, and they had, an in-house data center, and then they also had some replication off-site. And if you have an IT team that's dedicated and can do that, you have a climate controlled area and all that stuff, and the wherewithal to support all the machinery and everything you need for that, you can go for that, but that's not for me. And speaking of that, so yeah, there's data center hosting, right? So you can have all your stuff at a very secure, location, and that's, you own the servers, but you're in charge of them, right? So bunch of different types of hosting that you can do there. So there's a lot of choices out there for hosting providers, and I mean a lot, right? And so I'm going to go through a list of the ones that the first three are the ones that I've used in the past, probably more often than anything. And then I'm just going to name drop a couple more. So Bluehost, that's been my go-to for years. And actually recently I changed to SiteGround. So SiteGround is a really good platform for me. And I was glad to have rediscovered that recently. They've made some changes in the back end, and it was really a good experience so far with a couple of clients that I have working there. Of course, there's GoDaddy, which everybody knows from Super Bowl commercials and all that. There's now DreamHost is another one, HostGator, InMotion Hosting, and then, as I mentioned, AWS, Amazon Web Services, WP Engine, which is an interesting animal because that is WordPress only hosting, and that's they're fast and reliable, but you're going to pay a premium for that, right? And then there's also some other web builder specific hosting that's out there. So for instance, like one of my favorite content management systems is HubSpot. So everything is hosted with HubSpot for that. And there are several other similar types of systems. I think Squarespace and Shopify. You don't need a dedicated host for that stuff because that system's already hosted on their platform. So again, there's a whole bunch of other ones, and I've worked on a whole bunch of other ones, but those are just a couple of choices. The three that are really recommended by the WordPress community are SiteGround, Bluehost, and DreamHost. So I recommend taking a look at those three especially. And for our purposes and for everything going forward in this series, we're going to be using my SiteGround instance. So we'll be building everything on that, and you'll see what the back office of that looks like. Again, I've been a Bluehost customer for years, and I've been an affiliate with them for about 10 years or so, 11 years actually, I think, this year. And I found that, since I switched plans they used to have a cloud hosting solution, which was great. I love the Bluehost cloud hosting solution. But they deprecated that. They removed it from their offering. And ever since then, if in my personal experience, it wasn't great. However, I have many clients that are on Bluehost that's rock solid. Everything's working just fine. So that's just my personal experience. I haven't had any problems with SiteGround at all on any of these other, projects that I've worked on. So highly recommend taking a look at that. In fact, I'm going to leave a link in my description of this video so that you can poke around on the SiteGround website and maybe get a hosting instance for yourself. So, that's hosting in a nutshell. If you don't mind liking this and sharing this, I would greatly appreciate it, and I will bring you another video very shortly. Thanks. Take care.